Morning, I'm going to do an insight video today. Again, yesterday, I've been talking a lot about like eternal self, eternal moment, and all of this sort of links into sort of like consciousness, the divine consciousness, the divine awareness. And this is very much around what the masters and the angels and the guides and these infinite beings are more and more sort of connecting to us and giving this insight and this awareness. Yesterday I was thinking about the I am presence as well. This notion of the I am presence being what I am is like the most powerful sort of mantra of like manifestation and creation within the universe. Because the I am is the awareness. It's a state of being. It connects to oneness. It connects to this sense of being connected, but also being aware of your own spiritual light, your own spiritual vibration, your own spiritual frequency. And I was sort of connecting in yesterday very much around for the I am presence as I was going to work, and I was thinking about my my vibration, my frequency, and trying to remain high in that vibration, that frequency, but also connecting into this eternal moment and connecting into this sense of vibration and frequency, and how this is an infinite vibration, an infinite frequency that is sort of like flows and has, is like one continuous energy frequency. And it's sort of like it dissolves time, it dissolves space, and it dissolves limits. And the I am the I am sort of statement, I am present, as well as is an opening to the understanding of your higher self and your infinite self and this eternal self. And it's very much around that. For me, it was very much around the feeling, the sense I was getting is like with my higher self. A lot of us are trying to connect to our higher self, feeling like it's separate. And what the I am presence was sort of making me feel yesterday, when I was very much in the presence of this energy, of this vibration, this frequency, is I'm not trying to connect to something. I'm trying to awaken it. So they were talking about awakening, and awakening is a very important part of spiritual sort of development and growth. And again, it connects to this universal law of rhythm, but it also connects directly to the universal law of vibration and frequency and oneness. The fact that the awareness is that you're already it. You're not trying to connect to something. You're not trying to, like it's something that you're trying to connect to because it's separate from you. It is you, and the I am presence gives you the awareness of this, the awareness that just awaken to it, because the higher self, or the higher self, is already there. And the I am presence is very much a part of that. It's this divine consciousness, this divine awareness that you are an infinite being that's connected to source energy, and all these spiritual sort of laws and spiritual beings of infinite light and energy that are around you are here. I also feel like, again, as I was starting to connect into this sense, and I'm talking about the I am presence, I feel very much again presence of these infinite beings. And when people talk about like the Great White Brotherhood, which is a collective of universal teachers that oversee development of this reality, of this realm, and I feel like as I was talking about that, I was starting to connect in that I saw like these infinite beings of white light and energy that are a collective consciousness that are around us, and they're here working with us. These are universal teachers. You talk about sort of archangels, you talk about ascended masters, you talk about universal teachers like Melchizedek. All these kind of beings are part of that Great White Brotherhood. And the Great White Brotherhood is symbolic as well of union, of this pure wisdom and pure truth, and the ultimate truth, like I keep talking about, this eternal truth, but very much connected into that this infinite vibration that I keep saying. Like with Atlantis and Lemuria, I was talking about this the other day, and I created a group quite a while ago on Facebook, and it was called Atlantis Reclaimed. And I used to talk to a lot of people about, they were getting insights around Atlantis, and a lot of people are talking about Lemuria as well, and this connection to this fifth dimensional reality that is manifesting on the planet, which is like the heaven on earth. And the heaven on earth is like, I also used, I don't used to, again, it's not used to, when I say used to, because this notion of the eternal moment, the eternal truth, is that all vibration, all frequency, all energy, all wisdom, all symbols, all healing is available and can be accessed at any time. And this was sort of like sort of proven a little bit to me this morning. It's also about sort of, at the time, when sort of experiences are coming in, that you become aware. The awareness is being aware of it as well. So like this morning, my wife was having a bit of pain with her tummy, and like I've always sort of like worked as a healer for many years. So I've been doing videos for quite a while, and I've been doing sort of the videos and the insights for a while, and I haven't really done any healing for quite a while, like. But my wife was feeling a bit poorly, so I laid hands on her this morning, and at that second I did that, that energy was there. You could access it again. It was like my channel opened up, and the energy was flowing through me again. This is a direct example of the eternal moment. The eternal moment, that in each time, the access of the energy and the frequency is always there. Nothing's forgotten, and in this sense, this links into what I was saying about Lemuria and Atlantis. These vibrations, these frequencies, have been, once they were created on the planet, they're never lost. They're never, then the thing is, this is like what a lot of people say is like the lost teachings of Atlantis. In my belief and in my consciousness and in my awareness and how I see it, is that they're not lost. That once they were created, the vibrations are already here. It's about the frequencies, and the more that we become attuned and become more aware, and our consciousness shifts, the more we can access it. And again, this is a direct example of the eternal moment, that all energy is always available and it can always be accessed. And this is how the source energy works. The divine flow is that flow is always there, and all we have to do is connect into it. And this is where the awareness comes in, because the awareness is the understanding that everything is constant, everything is there, everything is always available to each and every one of us. And the more we become aligned with it, and the more we become aware and like awakened, which is the word I used earlier, the more we can start connecting to it. Like I said, this great white brotherhood, these teachers are around us, they're working with us, and they are bringing insights and wisdom and eternal truths. And the eternal truths are vibrations and frequencies. And once we start to align and open up and again awaken and have the awareness as spiritual beings, the more we'll be able to access this information and this wisdom to bring it back to the planet, which is what this time's about. Again, it's anchoring the energy in this time. And this is what the I Am Presence tells you. The I Am Presence tells you in this eternal moment that your divine consciousness and that your higher self is always with you. It's never separate. The separation is part of the human mind. The infinite mind knows no separation. It just knows pure consciousness and pure awareness, and pure connection and union with the infinite self and the higher self. And this is what this time's about, and this is what the masses are telling us. And we get caught up in seeing separation when there is no separation. There is only one vibration, and this is what the eternal moment and the eternal self teaches us. And this is why I feel with a lot of the kind of information I've been given lately, is that this is around it for all of us as all beings to awaken to this. None of us are separate from it, and none of us are disconnected from it. The disconnection comes when we sort of become connected in our human mind. And again, when we see separation between 3D reality, 4D reality, 5D reality, or how many other different realities, and the infinite realities and the other different dimensions of light and energy, if we see a separation, then that's what we create, and then we become, we don't have the awareness to be aligned. And this is what this time is about, awakening and awareness. And this is what Atlantis and Lemuria was about, was awareness and awakening. And it's all part of, again, this ascension process that brings us back to oneness. And oneness is the understanding that with the I Am Presence and all the other tools that we've been given, like the eternal self, the higher self, the infinite self, they're all reflections of the same eternal moment, the eternal self. and each and every one of us are awakening to different frequencies of that eternal self, and we are constantly experiencing that eternal moment and that eternal self in many different ways on many different frequencies. And this is why this is why they talk about this notion of the multi-dimensional self. It's because there's many different aspects to it, many different frequencies and many different vibrations, and all of them create different sort of experiences, and obviously in this reality, in all realities. And this is what this time's about, is opening up our consciousness, opening up our awareness to once again connect to that eternal moment and that eternal self. That all things can be accessed, all things are available, and the only time they don't feel available is when we become sort of more sort of connected to our human self and not our infinite self. Our infinite self knows there's no disconnection, and the eternal self again is so important that this sort of like when they this kind of impression and this feeling about the fact that all wisdom, all vibration is available. And so like the times of Atlantis and Lemuria, they talk about lost. They're not lost. The vibrations have always been here. They're just it's having the awareness and awakening of the eternal self in the eternal moment that allows us once again to reclaim. Like I said with that group Atlantis, it's about reclaiming. Reclaiming is about awareness. It's about awakening. It's about coming back into union. It's coming back into pure consciousness, pure awareness, pure vibration and pure frequency. That's the insight video for today.